Hello. I don't know if you've ever done something and then all of a sudden you don't do it for a week or two, and then you don't do it for a month, and then you don't do it for several years. Well, that's what I did with my sprouting. I used to do it, not a lot, but enough. So I saw my little lids in the cupboard and I thought, I'm going to take it up again. Well, this is how you do this. I had to go back on the internet to get directions because I had forgotten everything I'd learned. I bought these seeds on Amazon, and I like them because they have a mixture of radish, broccoli, and alfalfa. I used to do only alfalfa, and it was good, but I'm going to try this. You don't need very much. I'm using a teaspoon at a time. So this time I'm using pint jars. You can use quart jars if you like, and I put a teaspoon in these jars. Now this one, I just put some warm water in, and then by the way, I want to talk lids. Bought these fancy metal lids. They're nice stainless steel, but they don't have the different size holes. So I think I'm going right back to my old ones that I've had for at least 40 years. You see these? They have different size holes. This is the one I will use first when the seeds are the littlest. Then you move to this one when they're bigger. So what I've done is I've put 1 teaspoon of the seed in here, and I've put warm water on it. That's just to kind of rinse the seeds. So now I'm going to pour that off. I'll do this off camera. Okay, I poured that warm water off, and I'm going to put more warm water in and let it sit overnight. Now I want to show you some that are a couple days old. I don't know if you can see that, but they're starting to sprout. They're sprouting nicely. And you spread them out so they're not all in one clump. See that? Can you see? I'll show you. I'll be doing this over several days so you can see better. Now you put them on a stand so any water that's in there will drain out. You don't want them sitting in water. You can devise any sort of stand you want. I just happen to get those. Alright, now these have sat all night. So I've rinsed them out. I'm going to rinse them out with cool water and pour the water out. Try to shake as much out as you can. Okay, there you can see some of the water has dripped out of that. So I will leave them like that. Let them sit, and 2 or 3 times, I do it 3 times a day. I rinse them with cool water, make sure they drain, and put them back on their stand. And this takes maybe 5 days to do this. You know, the nice thing about having these seeds on hand is they last for years. And also, when we had that COVID thing, you could always have access to greens, or if something comes up, and they're so tasty. These greens are so tasty. They're so fresh. You might want to give this a try. You don't need that big of a bag. That's going to last me a long time, years probably. Just get a littler bag, especially if you're only doing there's 2 of us, so I'm only doing pints. And I do this so then I have fresh ones and then ones that are in the process. Alright, so this is like day 3, and every day 2 or 3 times I rinse them with cool water and then pour it out with the lid on. And I think you can see in here how they're sprouting. Can you see that? They're coming along quite nicely. Well, my sprouts have been going for 5 days and I declare them done. Yesterday they really grew on the 4th day. Let me see if you can see these. See, they're nice long sprouts. Here they are in the jar. I've been going through and cleaning out some of my cookbooks, and I found this. It's a book on sprouting I did not even know I had. It was done, I believe, in '73. Anyway, I learned a lot from this book reading it. And so one thing they say you can do when they're done is put them in the light so the chlorophyll happens and they turn greener. So I'm going to try that. It takes a couple of hours, so let's see what happens. This is that second batch I started. These are about 3 days along, and they're doing very nicely. See this? That's really good. But I do want to read you a couple of things that I got from the book. When you pre-soak them, that causes them to germinate faster. You would use 1 cup seeds to 4 cups warm water. Well, I used a teaspoon, so you can tell you're not going to need much water. Then you cover that with a towel and let it soak overnight. In the morning, you rinse it with cool water and start your draining so that you don't have any water on these sprouts. The container you use must be big enough for the sprouts to grow and have air circulation. So 1 teaspoon is really good for this pint. And again, you rinse them 2 to 3 times a day with cold water. And keep these in a warm spot. I want to show you how I'm going to store my sprouts. They suggest the main goal is you want them dry. So I put some in a mason jar. I put the date on there. Now these will last, it says right on the bag, until June of 2024. Now you'll know when they're not good, they won't sprout. But I'm going to put this in the refrigerator. These I vacuum sealed, and I'm going to put in my manual defrost freezer, and these will last, I would imagine, I don't know how long in there. And like I said, you'll know they're not good when they don't sprout. Now when your sprouts are done, the main goal in the refrigerator is you don't want to crush them. So put them in some sort of a plastic or glass container. Well, from 1 teaspoon of seeds, I got a heaping ½ cup of sprouts. Now I want to tell you, the bag that I got had broccoli, radish, and alfalfa. Now Martin and I just tried this. That radish is hot. So I'm going to get another batch too, because we might use a little of this one, but I think for regular things I might not want the radish. But I just want to warn you about the radish. It is hot. So these are sprouts, easy to do. In fact, Martin's going to start taking them on camping trips and making them up at the cabin, because he always likes to have some fresh greens. So give this a try. Look on Amazon. They have sprouting trays. They have all sorts of sprouting things. If you're going to do this good full time or make a lot of them, there's a lot easier ways than the canning jar. So give it a try. Let me know how it turns out. Don't forget to sign up for the free book. And in several days, I will pick out a name. I'll have Martin pick it. And I will mail this off to you when I get your address. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.